Hi guys, so today I'm going to be working in my little All About Us album. And if you guys have been watching my mini album series, this album is all about our favorite things. So I already finished up my section and my daughter's, and today I'm going to be working in my son's section. So every year I ask my kids a bunch of questions, and they're the same questions I use every year, and I add their answers, and I love doing that. It's great to see their answers throughout the year, like every single year their answers change. So I love that. And all I do is just add their names, and I do add their name in Arabic. As you guys know, we are from the Middle East, so I like to incorporate that in my album. All I'm doing right now is just embellishing this paper, and I just print it on regular printer paper, nothing fancy. And I also always add how old they were for that year. So I grabbed these alpha stickers or these alpha chipboards. They're really big, so it's not gonna fit what I thought I was gonna add. I wanted to add 14 years old. But I go for the year, and I'm okay with that. So I believe I've said this before in one of my other mini album videos, but to make this easy for myself, I always print out all the pictures, and I even put project life cards that I think that would work really well with this album aside, and I just stick them all in the album. So when I come to work on it, it's pretty fast and easy because everything's almost done for me, and it really didn't take me that long to finish up my son's section of the album. So now I'm just looking through my cards, and I decide I'm going to switch out these two page protectors. My son's a huge foodie. He loves food, and he loves to help in the kitchen. And I love that I was able to use this Project Life card. I've had this Project Life card forever, and I've never been able to use it. And this is one of the reasons I love this mini album, because I really get to use up a lot of my cards and my ephemera, a lot of things like that I wouldn't be able to use in a different album. But anyways, you saw me cut that E and turn it into an F because I was out of Fs, and it worked out perfectly. I'm going to journal, and I'm really mad at myself because I used that pen to journal. I don't know why I did that. I hate how it turned out, but I just go with it. At that point, I really don't care. Anyways, just a little bit of embellishments, and I was done. Of course, I would have to add my son's marching band experience because that is one of his favorite things. And I'm just playing around with the cards I have and trying to figure out how I want to lay out this, or I want this layout to look. And this is what I mean. I had those pictures in there. I just threw them in there. But once I start working on the album, I can play around and move things around. So this picture of his marching band jug has a lot of space, so I just grabbed some larger die cuts, and we'll be using that to kind of embellish that picture and be able to journal. I will also go through my sequence and add some sequence to this 3x4 card, which I really love. And it says, we were not placed on this earth to walk alone. And it's perfect for like the motto of marching band, because they work as a team and they're like brothers and sisters. So I love that little quote, and I added it. And then for the other 3x4 card, I will be adding his marching band schedule, which is pretty cool, because when he looks back on this album in a few years to come, he'll see how he spent his week in marching band. And when I was going through my embellishments, I found this little sticker that said sushi. So I thought it was perfect for that other picture I had for my other layout. So I just added it and moved along. So of course, as every other teen on this planet, my son is a huge gamer, so I had to add that. Of course, also his bestie and his love of working out. So I add all these things. I did find this AM PM and thought that would work perfect for the marching band. So I just stick it in the middle of my page protector and I move on. While I was looking through my ephemera and die cuts and all that stuff, I found that little card that said Game Lover. And I was like, oh my gosh, that has to go in my son's favorite section. It worked well. But I'm just going through my cards, trying to figure out what I want to use. I really like that blue and black polka dot card, so I just leave it aside and think, I can get back to it. And also that 2016 card, I'm not going to get to use it anymore. So it has to go in this album, and I thought I'm just gonna stick it in this layout. Oh, and over here I wanted to use both of those because it said goals and then notes. So I thought that would work for his workout schedule. And I decided, because I want to use both of those cards, I just glue it to that blue and black polka dot paper or card. And we'll be journaling about his workout. And I'm going to stick that Game Lover to my 2016 and staple it down, call it done. So in these pictures, I have my son's favorite movie and his favorite artist right now. So yes, you're probably thinking, what? Your son listens to Christopher Cross? And yes, he does. He listens to everything I listen to. Even his teachers are like, where did you hear that song from? His band teachers. And my son would be like, my mom. And they're like, oh, you have the best mom ever. So yes, my son listens to a lot of 80s and 90s, which is hilarious. But anyways, his favorite movie since he was a kid, like a little toddler, he loves Jurassic Park. My son was a huge dinosaur fan, still is. And he knew his dinosaurs before he even spoke. So that had to go in his favorites. And then, of course, I have these pictures of his Pokemon paintings. I got those from Etsy, and they're beautiful work. They're hand-painted, and those hang in his bedroom because he's a huge Pokemon fan. I just add a phrase to that, and then I will work on this little card about his favorite music. And of course, I also added his favorite books. And another example about using up my stash, I've had that Our Jams little ephemera or die cut forever. And I'm not kidding, I've probably had it for 5 years. and I finally got to use it. Isn't that crazy? But I'm happy with my layout. I think I do add another little sticker to the book's picture, and I'll add documented right in the middle, and then we'll be moving on to the next layout. So of course, like all the other teens, my son loves roller coasters. I had already journaled on that picture, so I'm just gonna add that 4x6 card. I cut it in half and we'll be adding Yeah Baby to that, and call this part of my album done. So I'm gonna grab my album and kind of put all the layouts that I worked on back into my album. Now, as you guys know, if you've seen my little mini album series, I do add 4x4 pictures and 6x8 pictures to my album. I just kind of choose some of my favorite pictures from the year and add them to their albums. So I grab the 4x4s, and what I do is I stick them back to back. And by the way, while I was working on this album, my adhesive went bananas. It was driving me crazy, but I got it done. And as I was saying, I stick them back to back, and then I will punch holes so they can go into my album, and I will add some little embellishments here and there. So I didn't notice until now that I printed very similar pictures, but on different days. So I just grab days of the week stickers and add them to the pictures. I really don't know if it was a Saturday, Monday, but I just added them and I don't care. I just wanted to show kind of how much he helps me out in the kitchen. And this is a picture of him when he went to Disney World with the marching band. And I was out of Y's, and I'm trying to create my own with I think I used a V and an I, and I just created that Y. And I'm good with it. Now I'm going to work with those 6x8 pictures that I have. I cut them out where they fit into these little page protectors. Now, these page protectors are actually Becky Higgins 12x12 page protectors, but I do not use them in any of my projects. So I cut them down and use them in my 6x8 albums because I like them smaller. I don't like them in that 12x12 form. So anyways, I pulled out a part of that 6x8 picture, and we'll add some stickers and ephemera to make it kind of like a see-through little pocket. So you guys, I'm done with my little All About Us mini album. I'm so excited. If you guys want to flip through for this little album, let me know. And if you want to watch more of my process videos with this little mini album, you can find it in the description box below or up top on the eye. Just click on that and you can go to my playlist. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.